Hi everyone, my name is Pelly and welcome to Daily Fashion News, where we talk about fashion every single day, okay? I got 3 great fashion houses to go over because it's Couture Week, day 1 of Couture Week. We got a lot to get into. This is my first time ever, kind of covering Couture Week and doing it like this. So let's just see how it goes. I'm thinking more of let's watch it together, have a little watch along party, period. Without further ado, let's get into day 1 of Couture Week. Let me just transition it over. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Hey, hi. I just love fashion. I really, really do. When it's Couture Week, does it get you excited? Does it help your dopamine out? Does it go haywire? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm being a little cringy now. So, Schiaparelli, we're going to begin with the queen, the king of Couture Week, and that's Schiaparelli. For this Couture collection, it's titled The Agony and the Ecstasy. Daniel Roseberry presents perhaps his most exotic show yet for Schiaparelli, if that's even possible, because he's put on quite a couple of exotic shows, but particularly with this one, he takes inspiration from a variety of animals, and we'll hear him explain it a little bit more, from birds to blowfish to even scorpion. Now, it's nothing new to the brand. It's nothing new, but this collection perhaps might be his most exotic. Let's take a look. Oh, the video has no sound. Yeah, I just want us to kind of see the whole thing first before we watch him explains it. And this video, it's from Heart Evangelista, a fashion icon in the Philippines. Just gorgeous. There's so many different aviation elements. Now you have that scorpion tail design that's coming from the back of the model. Another one, you could also see it as a reptile inspiration as well. But again, there was so many different aviation design. That one is from a blowfish. We're gonna watch a video of him explaining it, but I'll just wait until we see the aviation design. You have the horn coming out of that lady's jacket. It's just absolutely mesmerizing. I wish I could be there at the show. All the different feathers. And with haute couture, they made it all by hand. All by hand. The aviation design. So the wings, it's actually coming from her back, which, reminded a lot of people of Thierry Mugler in his couture work. Another aviation-inspired look with horns, and their final look with a big wing coming out of her collar. Love that. So let's actually watch him talk about, this collection.
At the beginning of the season, I had 2 questions for myself. The first question was, how do I use anger? Because I think there's a lot of anger in the world right now. There's a lot of poison. And then the second question was, where is the joy of creation, and are the 2 things linked? And so wanted to call this collection, it's The Agony and the Ecstasy. The priority this time was not, what does something look like? It was more, how do we feel while we're making it? I love it. The last few seasons have been so rigorous and controlled and very disciplined. And this one felt like it wanted to be way more expressive, way more creatively vulnerable and bold, and much more wow. It's sort of this incredible combination, I think, of the most sophisticated techniques the most powerful silhouettes, the most dramatic, intense, aggressive silhouette-driven collection. But then there's also a sense of play happening throughout. I love existing or creating inside that space where we've mastered technique, we've explored silhouette, we've kept the play. And to find the play in couture is so challenging because it's so technical, it takes so long. That's the challenge, is always to sort of be able to play inside of the machinery of it all.
Period. And he talked a lot about, play. And I want to add that that's beautifully done. That play is beautifully done in a feminine way. He's taken aspects of animal that's, can be considered masculine or even dangerous, right? The spikes, the thorn, and even the color palette that he chose as well. And it's done in a very feminine way, turning that spike, thorn, and making it seem more delicate than anything. I love it. He's going to explain a little bit of the scorpion tail.
Sort of grew into these incredible scorpion stingers. There was a quote at the beginning of the season that I read by a poet named David White, and it said, "Anger is the deepest form of care, for oneself, for another." And I don't know, I thought that was really inspiring. And so I love the two Scorpion sisters, because they are emblematic of anger becoming beauty. And they're also these incredible techniques of hand-cut bas-relief lace, adorning something that feels almost like from a childhood nightmare. And I love that collision of something that feels both masterful in technique and kind of fantastical in the silhouette.
I love it.
I
absolutely love it. Again, to be able to turn a scorpion tail into that flowery, tulle fabric, and to be able to do that, they're engineers. They are not just fashion designer over there and, sewers and whatever. They're over there being engineers. And I absolutely love it. Here's a little bit more from the collection, where Daniel Roseberry actually said that the collection was revealed to him when he was a creative retreat in Rome. And he said, so many people ask me what the point of couture is. It's certainly not to create clothing for daily life, but for me, couture allows me to connect with the hopeful adolescent I once was. It's really that imagination, right? He plays on that imagination. He plays on that timelessness. He plays on the beauty of fabric and what beauty can mean. And there's beauty in everything. Nature, there's beauty even with insects. And I love that he plays on that. He said that couture is an invitation. Stop thinking. It tells you it's time to feel. You only have to look up. I love Daniel Roseberry. I said Daniel Roseberry. Just love. Every time I see a Schiaparelli collection, my dopamine just I love it. What did you guys think about the collection? I love how it's short and sweet. Actually, I won't even say that it's the perfect length of what couture should be. You should spend hours and hours and hours to make this beautiful creation instead of putting out 3,000 pieces, 3,000 looks, and where is the couture in that? When all we really see is ready to wear, but you call it couture. Anywho, that's a conversation for some other time. But what do you think about the collection? I really enjoy it, like I do with all the other Schiaparelli collection. There's just so much to go into. Like, I want to see these looks in person, and I want to spend hours looking at one look. Like, I want to spend an hour looking at one jacket, like that jacket right there. Look at all the detail, why they choose the color that they did, how did they go about sewing everything together and picking the right, texture and stuff like that. Oh, period. Okay, now let's move on to Georges Hobeika. And his collection is titled, or should I say their collection is titled, L'Amour. L'Amour, I believe. Play the little final walk. So Georges Hobeika, if for those who don't know, is he's a Lebanese designer, and it was founded in 1995 by designer Georges Hobeika, now run alongside his son Chad Hobeika. The brand is best known for its incredible craftsmanship, as we can tell. Think detail, hand embroidered, soft draping, and luxurious fabrics that come together in elegant, statement-making gowns. The one you see. They of course a regular presence at Paris Haute Couture Week. Georges Hobeika has become a go-to designer for red carpets for celebrities, although not particularly in America for some reason, or the United States for some reason. Like, he's definitely well known in the Middle East and Europe. And I think that a lot of American celebrities should really start wearing his work, because look at that, it's made for a royalty. It's made for royalty. So this latest collection, L'Amour, links into romance in a very natural way, focusing on fluid shape, delicate details, and embellishments that feels intimate and timeless rather than overdone. Look at those. They're beautiful, they're stunning. Now, I actually really like the color palette of this collection and how it goes into the red. Sometimes you have designers that just start with the big, sometimes just slowly, gradually, your statements. And as you're watching this, like, definitely think about the difference between Schiaparelli and a brand like Georges Hobeika. Where Schiaparelli takes a lot of experimentation, right? Playing with a lot of different elements. Georges is all about giving you beauty, giving you timelessness, giving you gowns. Point blank. Couture isn't all about being elaborate, but it should be about beauty. That's very interesting. The Couture collection closed out with a black look, but before it was a white look. And, Haute Couture collection traditionally used to, because I barely see it now, or if I do, it's very limited, but they used to end with a couture bride, right? Or the fashion house bride. And that was done a lot in the 90s, of course. You didn't see that really in the Schiaparelli collection because, they're more experimental than anything. But here, they close out the show with a black dress. But before it comes a white dress, so you can take that any way you like. The girl got married and then the girl became a widow. I don't know, but I do like it. I like that touch. And however you want to interpret that. That was gorgeous, stunning. Let's move on to Mr. Dior. So this is Jonathan Anderson, highly anticipated couture debut for Dior. Okay, I'm ready. I did see a little bit of it while I got this all ready, but okay. Like I'm so ready. We just looked at his men stuff, and I expected, like, because he went in a totally different direction than a lot of people expected, and I thought he was gonna go in a totally different direction. Okay, sorry, the recording failed, so we're gonna have to start over a little bit. Let's move on to the highly anticipated couture debut by Jonathan Anderson for Dior. The fashion house said for his first couture collection, Dior creative designer Jonathan Anderson approaches couture as a collector, gathering objects that spark emotion and weaving them into an abstract tapestry. Constructed like a wonder camera, the collection becomes a cabinet of wonder, where marvelous artifacts and natural forms coexist for private contemplation. So a wonder camera, it's German for a wonder cabinet, and that's what we should really take this collection as Jonathan's wonder cabinets, where he incorporates handmade wonders as well as nature wonder as well. So as you're watching the collection, you'll notice all the pink, purple, the lavender flowers. Those are called cyclamen, and it's native to the Mediterranean, known for their beautiful heart-shaped petals and stunning color. Before Jonathan debuted for the house, John Galliano, the iconic fashion designer, gifted him with cyclamen bouquet. So this is, somewhat of a gesture of love. So for his debut collection, we're taken to a special place where Dior understands that nature offers no fixed conclusion, only systems in motion, evolving, adapting, enduring. So for the pieces, the house said, hand work transformed the micro into the macro. Flowers are cut from silks and condensed into dense embroideries. Texture thread hand woven into speckled tweed, and nets layer veil-like over balloon volumes. Knitwear enters the couture lexicon, celebrated manual dexterity and experimentation. For the accessories, though, they are conceived as unique artifacts, for molded handbags to transform found materials. Each piece a small wonder. So what do you think about this collection? I'm gonna let the rest play out, but I thought that a lot of the dresses were so beautiful, very soft, right? Very soft, but you did have some of that edgy moment like I spoke about, but just quite gorgeous, honestly. And one thing Jonathan Anderson will do is that he will pick a flower, he will pick a plant and make it iconic. And I love that he ends with a white dress moment, a bridal moment. Dior and their jackets. Big fashion houses like Dior, they do have to put on a show. That's why there's so many different ones, right? It's not to show us what they can do, but also make all those people in the audience entertained, right? you have to entertain all those people. That's the reason why. That person with the bag. I love it. It was an amazing, beautiful, stunning shows. So what do you think of Couture Week so far? We did 3 shows. I know there were like 3 other different shows. I was trying to have it pulled up, but either it wasn't up or there was really barely any information regarding those collections. So I decided to just stick with these 3. We'll look at Chanel and the other collection tomorrow. They're happening tomorrow anyway. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, you know, a little watch along. What did you think about this? Did you enjoy that little commentary while, you know, we're watching it together? I love fashion. If you love fashion too, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like. Yeah, and what do you think? What did you think about the first day of Couture? Did you have a favorite collection? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you tomorrow, and remember to keep living that fashion life. Bye.